Got my Google SketchUp on the computer and referencing it. It's just a headache. It slows me down, and I lose my my zone, my mental zone for drawing. But since this is a black and white drawing anyway, having just some solid black in there to help frame the picture just makes it look better. Gives it that nice contrast. Of course, and I think about it. I use the black in the digitally. I put in black borders for the panels. You know, like it's almost solid black. The pages, with the exception of what's inside the panel. So this might end up being too much. I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing once I get it in the computer. Which I won't be showing you here on this video, just because I pencil and ink things, you know, in 8 to 10 page blocks, you know, and then I take them over the Kinkos all at once, shrink them all down, like I said, and then I do the digital work, you know, for all 8 pages. And I still have 3 more pages to pencil and ink for this update to the for this installment for Droid Soldiers as of this recording. Though I have to say, for the past couple weeks, I've been fairly productive in getting pages done. I spent all of September shooting and editing my recent music video. And once I finally got that sucker out and done and did a little promo for it, I finally sat down and started drawing my comic again. Here what I'm doing there is, since I decided not to draw in Sergeant Wreck, Amjek's friend, who's supposed to be standing right next to him. To fill in that blank space, I just put in some lines, just some nice straight lines. I like doing that. It just looks cool to me. I've seen that technique used a lot in manga. Usually when it's used to denote some sort of excitement. At least that's what I've observed. And I did decide you're going to see I end up doing that throughout on those other 3 panels, those close-up panels of people's faces. Just fill in the backgrounds with straight lines. You notice on Vipnig up there, I put some shadows on him using lines. I didn't do this on the last page, except on a couple of parts. But I keep changing my mind. Like I said, I'm always trying different techniques. You know, with this shadow structure, I think I got. The cartoonist I read the most that uses this is usually Dave Sim, you know, in Cerebus. Usually this is the kind of shadow he will use. He'll use just lines or cross-hatching. And I decided to just go to use that throughout this whole page. Since this is a black and white drawing, and there's a part of me, like, I've gotten more and more into doing as much traditionally as I can and as little in the computer as I can. But, you know, when I look at some of the manga that I like, stuff by, you know, like Yukito Kishiro, the guy who did Battle Angel Alita, at least his earlier Battle Angel, the original books. Last Order, while I've been collecting it, is not as interesting to me as the original series. They don't have a lot of shadows. I mean, except they use shading. He uses shading. They use dot tones a lot. I'm not sure if in the original books by the original Alita books, or Gundam, as I think is how they're originally called in Japan, if he was doing traditional Letrotone, which is directly applied on a piece of paper, or if he was doing it digitally. It almost looks like he used a actual Letrotone. And this was done in the early 90s, late 80s, so most likely. Computers weren't as ubiquitous in the comic book industry then. I don't know, he does do some line work with shadows. I'm still, God, perfecting my use of shadows, my use of light, negative space. I'm looking at a page now from the first Battle Angel book, and he uses some really, I mean, there's just a couple of, this one frame, just a lot of black, and I'm always hesitant to do all that, to put so much black in on a character, you know, and like lose the detail. So, you know, which you see me doing right there on Uber. You know, I draw a containment line for the shadow, and I just do a bunch of slashes, and I don't use a ruler for those, you know, because it's a shadow. It's supposed to be a little more organic, I feel. That, and I just don't have the patience to sit there with a ruler. Another artist I like, who I've been studying lately, is Tsutomu Nihai. I like the world. I love how gritty he does his books, like Biomega and oh shit, I can't remember the other book. I'm horrible at names. I forget names all the time. I actually like grabbed these books on purpose and brought them in here with me so that I could remember their names, at least the artist's names. But I can't remember his other book. Blaine, or Blam, I think is how it's pronounced, but spelled Blaine. I love his style. I love the way he, just the eeriness of it and the grittiness of his world. I like a lot of grit. I like things that look dirty and used, which is, I guess you could probably explains why I prefer Star Wars to Star Trek. You know, I agree with. It's one thing I agree with George Lucas on, if there is anything, is that a sci-fi universe is cooler if it looks used and you know, full of dirt and grit, which is his approach to Star Wars, at least his stated approach to making Star Wars look the way it looked. You know, it looked like a mechanic shop. See, I'm not sure I'm entirely satisfied with doing shadows this way, using lines. Or maybe it's just the way I'm applying the technique. I mean, you can only draw your lines so thick before you start obscuring the other details on the character, which I don't want to do. I don't know. I might consider instead, we'll see what happens when I put them into the digital world, but I spent, like I said, I'm spending an average 8 to 10 hours just penciling, inking these damn pages, and I really should not spend any more time on the digital part, just because it's just inefficient. You know, I've got a lot of stories I'd like to do, and I do still have to pay the bills, you know, and these books don't pay the bills. If they ever do start paying the bills, I'd have more time to do more books, but you know, just haven't gotten to that point yet. So I really need to I don't know. I think I either need to become a lot faster or stop rendering so much. Actually getting to the end here. Just putting in all the details on the street, making it look like I said, I want it to look a little dirty. It's a metal road, but you know, it's supposed to have like some rusty elements, and there's another chunk of building that's fallen. I'm shading in the shadows for that block. It looks way cooler to me watching it in video than it does in person for some reason. I was making that comment to my girlfriend earlier this morning about how I like the way art looks when photographed than it does in reality. I mean, over what it does, over how it looks in reality. Because it seems to me the photograph cuts out all the crap. It just makes it look more pristine for some reason. But the argument could be made that maybe I'm just trying to deny reality. Little details here. Touching up. Think I'm done. Am I done? Yep. And there you go. Nice little page. Thank you for watching. Sitting through this whole thing. If you want to check out my books, you know, you can read it for free at nrodx.com. If you want to support me, which would be super awesome, I'd really appreciate it. You can also go to that same webpage and click on Buy the Books. You can get ebooks of both Guns, Robots, and Talking Animals and Headhunter. And you can get them at drivethroughcomics.com. That's with through spelled THRU. Drivethroughcomics.com. Just look up Guns, Robots, and Talking Animals and Headhunter, and you can get the ebooks for like $4 or $5. Those are 200-page graphic novels. You can also order printed versions. They're digest-sized books from me directly for $10.99. And if you are interested in getting any sketch work done or any commissions, I do commission work, and I'm open for business there. So you can email me at jennerc@geekmedia.com. So once again, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.